fanned archived games. Read about the teams and players. Relive the big moments. Every season, the Trib Live High School Sports Network is your home for high school sports. The best seat in the house is on Trib HSSN.
The 2026 season has come upon us, and tonight, a quest for a three-peat begins while the host team looks to topple the defending WPIAL and state champions in Class 3A. It's the Avonworth Antelopes and the Hopewell Vikings as we kick off 2026 coverage on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. I'm Sean Saputo alongside Sam Hixson as the two-time defending WPIAL champion Avonworth Antelopes square off against the upstart. I'll say upstart in a unique way, Sam. The Hopewell Vikings. This was a team in Hopewell that just, a little over a decade ago had the likes of one of the greatest running backs in WPIAL history in Rochelle Shell winning the WPIAL championship with him here. Storied history with this Hopewell team dating even back to the Tony Dorsett days, the man who this field is named after, to a 2002 state championship as well for these Vikings. But the new era really started to usher in last year with a really big group of sophomores, and it's led by the two in the backfield. It's led by running back Nasir Wade, and it's led by Penn State commit junior quarterback James Boo Boo Armstrong.
Yeah, James Armstrong's a real impressive player. Last year completed 125 of his 209 passes, 2,217 yards, 21 touchdowns to only 3 picks. And, man, he can carry the rock a little bit too. He's a real exciting player. He's got some experience under his belt now at quarterback. His third year underneath the reins there. And we're real excited to see him play. He's got a big challenge against this Avonworth Antelopes team. They've got some big defensive linemen, some real athletic defensive linemen as well. It's going to be a big challenge for him throwing the football and trying to get out of that pocket to create some action with his legs.
The last 6 times these two teams have played, Avonworth has steamrolled, to say politely, the Hopewell Vikings. It's been a dominant tear by Avonworth, who for the 4th straight year last season was a section champion, 3 outright, 1 co-championship in this 4-year stretch for the Avonworth Antelopes, who hold a 15-game winning streak after an undefeated campaign last year, culminating in a blowout 31-7 victory over Northwestern Lehigh in the state championship game, avenging a state championship loss to Northwestern Lehigh 36-33 in overtime back in 2024. But we're going to see a little bit of a different look from the Avonworth Antelopes, but mainly just at the quarterback position. They lose Cody Bellinger, the 2,000-yard passer from last season, who really lit it up in the air, unlike many saw coming going into the year, because they were such a dominant run-heavy team the year prior to. But you have 2 really fantastic offensive playmakers for Avonworth. You got running back Dimitri Valseris, the senior, and then you have one of the top players in all of the country in the 2028 class in Jaden Jones.
Yeah, they got a good group of players on this offensive line, a good amount of experience there. It's under center where you don't got a lot of experience. You're going to have Mason Mobley and Jackson May trying to take the reins of this offense after Carson Bellinger, who's very good for this Antelopes offense, graduated. So, and last year, Bellinger was very good against Hopewell. Only completed 5 passes, but those 5 passes were for 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he had a big impact, even though he didn't throw the ball a ton last year in this game. So they're going to have to look to guys like Valseris, Bryce Metz, Xavier Harding, the tight end, to get them going on offense. And you got one of the best athletes in all of the WPIAL in Jaden Jones on this team. So if Jaden Jones is getting the football in his hands, he's going to make some impressive things happen.
I want to go back to Jaden Jones just for a minute. You want to talk about one of the most disgusting stat lines a wide receiver can have is we got some pyro going on in the backfield. A little firework action.
Got to get it going for week 1.
Hopewell. Jaden Jones last season, 33 catches. 11 of them were touchdowns. and he had 1,023 yards on those 33 catches.
It's being as efficient as possible. Those are almost like Randy Moss type numbers. 1 in every 3 catches, you're getting a touchdown. So, yeah, he's real impressive size, and he's obviously gotten a lot of attention from colleges around the country. So he's going to be obviously the most impactful player, the most X-factor player watching tonight to see if he's going to flip this game.
Tonight is your AHN Sports Medicine game of the night. AHN Sports Medicine knows no two athletes are alike. No two bodies are the same, and that's why they deliver a personalized experience. They have facilities in Montour, the South Hills, and Wexford, and those experts use the latest research, equipment, and technology to build your custom plan. Whether you need it for physical therapy, strength training, conditioning, recovery, or plan to cover it all, AHN Sports Medicine will help you hit your specific goals. Give them a call, 412-DOCTORS, or get expert care from AHN Sports Medicine. Or give them a visit online at ahn.org/start training. Coin toss taking place down at midfield. Avonworth will be the receiving team at the end of our coin toss. Sean Saputo, Sam Hixson, Dylan Offerman here with you as we are ready to kick off 2026 in a big way with 2 3A hopefuls this season. Avonworth, the 2-time defending champions. Hopewell upstart this year as it is 6:58. The teams are already out on the field. We're going to get ourselves a nice little early couple-minute kickoff. Darren Bauer is the referee. Umpire is Eric Susich. Line judge is Kevin Malone. Side judge Kurt Frazier. Your FS tonight, Michael Spagnolo. And your H, Terry DeCoy. Luke Neal, Xavier Harding. Back for Avonworth. As we have the ball teed up, they are actually going to make them wait until 7 o'clock for the proper kickoff.
Can't get all the way, Sean.
Thought we were going to get that, 122nd, brief head start. But you know what? Respect to the referees for video purposes. 7 o'clock kickoff. Hopewell kicking left to right. Ron Bushnell tees it up. Low line drive. Kick taken at the 4. And it's Xavier Harding up the middle of the field to the far hashes. He gets a block. He's all the way up the far sideline. Gets past Bushnell all the way to midfield before finally being pushed out of bounds. And a hot start for the Avonworth Antelopes after that return.
You look at the size of Xavier Harding, 6'3", 245. And you can't imagine a guy moving like he just did on that kickoff there, but he got that thing at the 5 and just took off up the seam. Great job getting to the other side of the field and great start for the defending state champs.
Take a look at the starting lineups. Mason Mobley, Dimitri Valceris in the backfield. Jaden Jones, Romello Harris, Andy Lee, Xavier Harding. And then at the line, Ben Butsko, Noah Neese, Bradley Hines, Braylon Brown, and Harrison McAfee. 1st and 10, Avonworth starting at the Hopewell 43-yard line and a hard count and already a jump and offsides going on Hopewell. And a 1st and 5 will kick things off for Avonworth. Mason Mobley, the sophomore, getting his first reps at quarterback in the pistol. Two receivers split to each side. H back to the left. It's going to be a handoff. Dive play up the middle. Bounced backwards and falling down to the turf on the initial carry. Braden Wiles for Avonworth. One-yard gain for Wiles. Mobley in the pistol, hard count. Checks over to the far side. Two receivers to the near side left. Wiles still in the backfield. Fakes the handoff. It's going to be Mobley. Keeps. Mobley tucks it, runs to the near sideline 30, and finally steps out of bounds at the 29-yard line. They'll actually give him the 30. It's a pickup of 7 and an Avonworth first down.
It looked like a little bit of a quarterback design run right there. Mobley really had no intention of throwing that off the rollout, just took it off and ran with it. And he had the space, wide open space there at that left side, picking up the first down, moving the chains for Avonworth.
Surprised to see no Valceres in the backfield to open things up. They moved the receivers to the far side right. Jaden Jones lined up in the slot. Harris flanked to the boundary. Braden Wiles, the junior, no stats last season. He gets his second carry. Dive play right up the middle across the 25. Squeezes all the way near the first down pickup yard line. Gets to the 22 for a gain of 8. He has 9 yards on 2 carries. And a second down and 2 for the Lopes. Second and 2. A lot of hard counts and check with me's for Duke John Core's Avonworth Antelopes. Duke in its 16th season, 135 and 44 over that time frame for the Avonworth Antelopes. Mobley takes the snap, hands it off. Dive play up the middle yet again, and it's Wiles. Pulls up the middle. He'll get to the 15-yard line, another 7-yard pickup, and another first down for Avonworth. First quarter, 2 minutes have elapsed. Bryce Metz, the H-back. 2 receivers now to the far side of the field. Jones and Romello Harris. Wiles still in the backfield. Mobley makes the snap, fakes, rolls right. Looks downfield, trying to find somebody open. A little dump passing, complete, intended for Jones along the far side boundary. Tapped out of bounds at the 9-yard line, incomplete. Second and 10. Say, Sam, you could see it's a young quarterback. Took a little time to process the route instead of getting it out in front.
Yeah, Jones had a little bit of space there, but the time that Mobley took when he was rolling out to his right to throw that ball, the play had evaporated by the time the defensive back caught up to Jones. So we'll see what he does here.
Mobley with a hard count and another check to the far side. Mobley was praised by Coach Duke John Core. Great decision-making ability. Shotgun formation now as Wiles moves to the side, and we're going to get our first pre-snap penalty, and it's going to be a delay of game on the Avonworth Antelopes, and 5-yard penalty and moving back to a second down and 15. Avonworth donning the white tops with the gray pants. Lopes in script, cursive across the left side of the helmet. Hopewell in the all navy blue. Minnesota Viking horn on the sides of the helmet. There's the snap, Mobley. Mobley hands off Wiles. Wiles gets a block and a little cut back into the inside of the numbers. Goes back to the outside of the numbers. Gets back past across the original line of scrimmage. Taken down at around the 13-yard line. That's where they'll mark it. That'll be a pickup of 7. Another 7-yard gain. 3rd down and 8 for the Lopes. Deep in Hopewell territory, but got a really good kick return from Xavier Harding all the way into enemy territory. Shotgun snap, keep, Take right up the gut. Mobley, he is close to the first down marker. It's going to depend, but he gets a secondary push from the offensive line. Spot looks like he's going to be just short. It is 4th down. Needed 8, picked up 7. And now Avonworth is definitely going to keep the offense out onto the field here on a 4th and short. 4th and short, ball on the 6-yard line for Avonworth. They'll go to the pistol. Mobley taking his time. 2 receivers to the far side right. Mobley takes the snap, hands it off, and dive play right at the line to gain. It's going to be close. They're not going to check it. They're going to call the stop. No gain for Wiles, and a big stand for Hopewell, holding what was great field position for the Lopes.
Braden Wiles was the workhorse that entire series. They just went off the left side, and it was absolutely blown up. Great job by Hopewell and a huge momentum killer for Avonworth. They were deep into Hopewell territory, moving the football, feeling good, and now you leave with no points.
Now we see the Hopewell offense led by Armstrong and Wade in the backfield. Tisdale, Bokar, Rock, and Cameron at the receivers. Farley, Barkovich, Campbell, Schroeder, Matthews, and Haniotis on the front line. 1st and 10 from the 6. Pass Armstrong. Quick slant route. Catch made far side. Across the 15. Picking up first down yardage. On the play is Bokar. And a pickup of 10 and a first down. Bokar. Last season for Hopewell, 465 yards on 27 catches, 5 touchdowns. 2nd on the team in receiving. Pistol formation, handoff. First time for Nasir Wade, but he has nowhere to go. Swarmed by the entire front line of the Avonworth defense. It was led by Romello Harris. And no gain, 2nd and 10. $7:20 and counting to go here in the opening quarter. Hopewell faces a 2nd and 10. Armstrong in the shotgun, back to pass. Looks, little dump off on the out route to the near side. Catch made Trey Cameron. Cameron picks up few yards there. Gets from the 17 to the 25. They'll give him 8. Brings up a 3rd down and manageable 2 now for Hopewell. Shotgun snap. Armstrong takes, keeps, gets across the 30, picks up first down yardage to the 32-yard line, and a pickup of 7 for Armstrong on his first carry. Again, over 700 yards on the ground last year for the junior quarterback. Clock rolling. Armstrong back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. He's wrapped up, and he's going to be sacked. Just a loss of a yard. Abe Ferguson gets back there to pick up the sack.
Yeah, nowhere really to go there for Armstrong. Armstrong was looking something quick. Didn't have his first read, and Ferguson had beat his man to the outside, and Armstrong just worked his way right into his arms.
5:45 to go. Armstrong takes his time. Shotgun. 3 receivers to the far side. Double slot. Wade in the backfield. Armstrong back to pass. Looks over the middle. He's going to keep. He's going to get wrapped up around the ankle by Romello Harris and get up to the 32-yard line, maybe the 33. Nope. They will give him the 33 for a gain of 2. And a long 3rd down and 11 coming up. 3rd and 9 for Hopewell. Should have just looked at the sticks instead of the board. It's week 1 for everybody. That's what I like to say. Armstrong in the gun. 4 receivers split to each side. Pass over the middle. Catch made across the 45 and finally brought down with the official marking of the 49-yard line. Brody Rock on the pitching catch for a gain. $16. 1st and 10 now. Snap taken, handoff. Nasir Wade. He's going to counter to the near side. Flag out on the play. Got across the 45 before being knocked down at the 44 on a pickup of 7. But this one's in the area of holding, and we'll get the official call momentarily. It's right back at the line of scrimmage. .423 to go after the holding call. It's going to move the ball back to the 39-yard line. This clock begins to wind. Four receivers again, split. Armstrong back to pass. Surveys the scene, steps up, roams around, moves around in the pocket. He's wrapped up, nowhere to go. He's just going to have to tuck it, and he is going to have to go down for the sack. A loss of 4. And again, Abe Ferguson in the backfield for the Lopes.
Yeah, he wanted to do a little bit too much there. Good thing he held on to that football. There were a bunch of antelopes swarming around him, and he was still standing up on top. Armstrong's a guy that likes to make a lot of things happen, but got to protect that football. You don't want to take the sack and lose the ball. Might as well just take the sack and keep the ball so you can try to live to fight another day.
After the 16-yard pickup to Rock, it's been backwards for Hopewell. 2nd and 24 upcoming from the 35. Line to gain is the Avonworth 41. Back to pass is Armstrong. He gets blitzed on the outside. He evades the pressure, steps up, gets across the 40 to the 41-yard line. He'll pick up 6 yards, but a long 3rd and 18 upcoming for Hopewell. 5th carry, 10 yards for Armstrong, and this was kind of the recipe last year in the big win by Avonworth over Hopewell at Avonworth. They really contained James Armstrong, and that was one of the keys. Duke Joncourt said we just have to be gap sound, and we have to make sure we keep him, a little erratic. And they've done so far with the legs.
On that play, it was just great awareness from Armstrong getting out of the grasp of Romello Harris, but Harris has been a problem on the outside so far.
Now we're going to have a whistle. And a pre-snap penalty on Hopewell. 3rd penalty of the game already for Hopewell. .224 to go. 3rd down and now 23. Armstrong comes out. Nasir Wade to his left in the shotgun. 2 receivers split to each side. Armstrong steps up, takes the snap, drops back to pass. Throw over the middle of the field. Wide open man. Trey Cameron right near the line to gain. He's going to be tackled a yard short. Needed 22, picked up 21. Couple of big passing plays already in this game from Armstrong. And now a manageable 4th and 1 for Hopewell at the Avonworth 42-yard line. Avonworth's going to make a late substitution, beef up the front line, and Armstrong is now going to go under center. Armstrong takes the snap, rolls to the right. He is stacked up but got enough. Needed 1 and picked up 2. It's a 1st down for Hopewell.
Nothing too fancy there. He just went off the guard there right behind. Kind of more of a sweep play rather than a sneak. cutting off to that right side, but Armstrong got a tall frame. He's able to get upfield, able to stretch and get that first down.
Well, Avonworth kind of stacked the box. And when they stacked that box in the A gap, he read it perfectly. 2 H-backs in for Hopewell. It's going to be a handoff to Nasir Wade. He's going to get a good push up the middle of the field across the 30. First down yardage to the 29 on an 11-yard gain. First down for the Vikings.
Good to see Wade get going there. Right up the gut. He has a lot of athletic ability. It's just a matter of keeping the plays clean and getting those holes for him. And that was his best run of the day so far.
As we approach 1 minute to play here in the quarter. And we'll get a stop at 51 seconds. Nasir Wade has to come out. We're going to get a substitution in. So now the clock begins to run again. Armstrong in the shotgun. They move Rock into the backfield. 3 receivers. It's going to be a fake. Armstrong keeps. Dive play up the middle, but stumbles ahead, and he's going to get to the 27 for a pickup of 2. 7th carry already for Boo Boo Armstrong. 14 yards on the ground. Play clock and game clock are separated by 4 seconds in favor of the game clock, so Hopewell is going to allow the opening quarter to expire. 1 drive aside in the first quarter, and we have no score. It's 0-0 when we come back for the AHN Sports Medicine Game of the Night here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Friday Night Football starts here live. New this season, every Friday night at 6 p.m., Don Rebel gets you ready for kickoff with the WPIAL football pregame show on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Get the complete rundown of every WPIAL and City League game on the schedule. Then we'll take you live to the stadiums for previews of the biggest games across the district. Every Friday night at 6, the WPIAL football pregame show, hosted by Don Rebel, only on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
High school football is back, and we're covering more games, teams, and action than ever before. Catch our games live on our YouTube channel and watch them on demand anytime. Plus, we're kicking off Friday night with our new live pregame show. And as always, catch the final scores on the scoreboard show with Don Rebel and a cast of thousands. Follow on social media for up-to-the-date scores, highlights, and everything happening across the district. The Trib Live High School Sports Network, your go-to home for high school sports. Second quarter here at Hopewell High School. Sean Saputo, Sam Hixson, Dylan Offerman alongside as Avonworth opens up the quarter with a 2nd down and 8. Driving on this Avonworth team, a long drive so far, 14th play coming up for the Vikings, started at the 5-yard line. Snap taken, Armstrong keeps, goes to the right, going right to left on your screen now. He's going to be tackled down past the 25 at around the 23-yard line. Be a pickup of 4. Bring up 3rd down and 4. 15th play of the drive getting ready to come about. Shotgun formation. And we're going to have a timeout called by Hopewell. First timeout taken tonight. And with 11:24 to go, keep it right here. AHN Sports Medicine Game of the Night. Sean Saputo, Sam Hixson. Sam, Avonworth had a short drive. A lot of plays on a short field, but came up short, stuffed on 4th down. And Hopewell got the ball deep in its own territory, but has sustained a long drive and has taken a lot of time off the clock and moved forward, but just got to capitalize here after what was a big stop in the first quarter.
And you know what's crazy to me is they've had like several chunk plays. They had a 21-yard completion, a 16-yard completion, an 8 and 10-yard completion. Yet this has been such a long drive. It's been kind of dual threat from Armstrong so far, and They managed to get out of a sticky 3rd and 22 situation, picked up 21 to Cameron, and then Armstrong snuck it himself to get the first down, and that's what's extended this so far. But it hasn't even felt like their cleanest drive yet, because they've also had the penalties, they've had the sacks, and Avonworth has gotten some pressure as well. You've seen a big presence from Abe Ferguson and Romello Harris on this drive. They've been working the outsides real well, really putting some pressure on those tackles.
11:24 on the clock as Hopewell comes out of the timeout with a 3rd and 4. Shotgun. It's going to be Armstrong keeping it. He's across the 20. Gets through the hole. He's down inside the 5. Nearly broke it all the way. It's going to be a gain of 20 and a 1st and goal coming up for Hopewell.
And that's one of the best athletes in all the WPIAL right there. And he showed you why. A great ability just to get off that tackle. He's been the workhorse so far this drive. They have a lot of confidence in him no matter whether he's running the ball or throwing the ball. And right there, just great job by him.
Under center, keeps, but he's going to be stacked up. Probably get to like the 1 yard line. Will Armstrong, it's a pickup of 2. Now 40 yards on 10 carries for Armstrong. They stop the clock to reset the play clock. Armstrong back under center. Goes to the right, sneaks. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. Hopewell. The Vikes strike first from 1 out. It's James Boo-Boo Armstrong. It's 6-0 Vikings. A 95-yard drive for Hopewell. Aiden Gonzalez to attempt the extra point. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and the kick is through. 95 yards, and Avonworth gives up 7 as Hopewell drives it down the field to score the first 7 of the season. Like 7, Lopes, nothing. Quick break, and we'll be back here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Friday Night Football starts here live. New this season, every Friday night at 6 p.m., Don Rebel gets you ready for kickoff with the WPIAL football pregame show on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Get the complete rundown of every WPIAL and City League game on the schedule. Then we'll take you live to the stadiums for previews of the biggest games across the district. Every Friday night at 6, the WPIAL football pregame show, hosted by Don Rebel, only on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
7-0, 10:37 to go in the first half, and Boo-Boo Armstrong pushes it in from 1 out. So we get ready for the ensuing kickoff. Hopewell sends it end over end. Taken from the 5. Up the near side of the field, Neal. Another big return wrapped up around the 30 and finally brought down at the 32-yard line. Another solid return from the Avonworth special teams. Avonworth gets ready for just its second drive. Both teams one drive in that first quarter. Hard count and a check by Mobley. Mobley takes the snap, drops back to pass. Little dump off, and the catch is made far side and breaking through. Jaden Jones, there he goes across midfield. 45, puts on the Jets. He's going to take it all the way. Almost Jones does. Touchdown, Avonworth. Jaden Jones, 68 yards to the house, and the response by the Lopes.
Wow. Get the ball in the play, your best playmaker, and watch him work, baby. Jaden Jones, what a player. What an effort there. Breaking multiple tackles. Started not too far away from his own line of scrimmage and had the endurance to go all the way. What a play.
The stars shining brightly on these two drives. First, Boo Boo with the touchdown, and now Jones comes through. Calder Mahan, extra point up. Extra point is good. Hopewell scores first blood. Avonworth, one play, and strikes right back. We are tied 7-7. What do you think?
That's something. That was something. Jaden Jones, man. Talk about the way to answer. Avonworth, the defending state champs, they had such a letdown of a drive to open the game. You turn it over on downs. You go up the 95-yard touchdown drive. You're feeling deflated, and you just rely on your best player to get you back in this thing. And Jaden Jones made no mistake. And it was great play by Mobley just give it to him. Just let him go to work and put the ball in the hands of your best player. And Jaden Jones certainly is that.
Calder Mahan teeing up the ball. We had nothing in the first quarter. 2 scores on 2 plays in succession. Now the end over end kick by Calder Mahan into the end zone touchback. And Hopewell will bring it out to start the drive. We're seeing 2 of the best in the district tonight in Armstrong and Jones, and right now they're putting on a show. A 17-play, 95-yard drive opened things up. Hopewell readies at the 20-yard line. Armstrong in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Handoff Nasir Wade. A little hesitation and gets across the line to gain up to the 23-yard line for a pickup of 3. Just the 3rd carry for Nasir Wade in the game. He's got 14 yards. Armstrong in the gun takes it. Now we get an option read, a little pitch to Wade, and he's going to get to the near side boundary and step out of bounds right at the 26-yard line. Another pickup of 3.
This is where Armstrong's been really good.
I'm going to argue the PA on that one. That'd be the longest 3. Line to gain the 30. The ball is at the 26. Armstrong readies in the shotgun. 4 receiver split. He's back to pass. Quick slant. Incomplete. As it was intended for Bokar. Luca Neal was in coverage. And after a 17-play, 95-yard drive for Hopewell on the opening drive, 3 and out this time around, and the first incompletion by Armstrong. We get a flag and offsides on Avonworth. It's not going to be 3 and out. It's going to be a free first down, rather. for the Vikings as the offense comes back out as the 5 yards moves it to the 31.
Uncharacteristic from the state champs right there. Hopewell will take it. Avonworth making some mistakes that are just extending these drives, and Hopewell's going to make them pay.
So back on the field is the Armstrong offense. Armstrong motions, man across, back to pass, blitzed off the near side. He steps up in the pocket, gets some room. He's wrapped up at the legs and taken down at the 34-yard line for a 3-yard gain.
I'll tell you what, Romello Harris on the outside has almost gotten home a couple times, but it's the athleticism of Armstrong that allows him just to extend the play that much longer and pick up a positive gain.
Armstrong takes his time. They use a lot of the play clock. It's under 10. Hopewell in the pistol. Fake the handoff. Armstrong wrapped up in the backfield but eluded the initial hit and is going to pick up positive yardage from the 34 up to the 38-yard line, a 4-yard gain, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
Got to be frustrated for Avonworth there. Braden Baltos, the senior, had broken through and gotten to Armstrong, but just couldn't get him down to the ground. And Armstrong using that strength, that big frame to push forward and gain some extra yards and make this a manageable play for 3rd down.
3rd and 3, ball on the Hopewell 38-yard line. Line to gain the 41. Armstrong keeps, goes to the right side of the line. He's got 1st down yardage, lowers the shoulder across the 45 to the 46, picks up 8, and the chains move for Hopewell.
Thing about Hopewell it's really cool to watch their scheme because they don't just rely on the run. They also have the ability to go down the field and make these plays that extend yardage. They do go with Armstrong a lot running the football, but he has the ability to make the dual threat offense happen.
Yeah, they averaged nearly 400 yards last year, 398 to be exact, as he's back to pass as Armstrong. Looks, goes downfield, has an open man. It's Bokar, man-to-man, fighting coverage, a one-handed snag on the near sideline. Bokar with the highlight reel. That's a 1st down for Hopewell.
Wow. What a catch. Fighting in traffic along that left sideline. Ball was underthrown. Bokar had to come back to that ball. A lot of hand fighting there, and he made the catch with the one hand. What a play.
I have that as a 44-yard pass.
Yes.
44 yards to Bokar. And now Wade on the near side, cuts back, tiptoes the sideline, cuts inside. Touchdown, Hopewell. Punch after punch from Tony Dorsett Stadium. The Vikings are back on top.
Great athleticism there from Nasir Wade. Got to the outside. Didn't look like he had a lot to work with there. But once he got towards that 5-yard line, he tiptoed a little bit, had great patience, and worked his way back in. And it was free home to the end zone from that point.
Extra point upcoming. Snap good, hold good. Kick up, kick is through. Hopewell gives up a 1-play touchdown. Gets a free 1st down on a 4th and 4 offsides. And storms down the field after a big play from Boo Boo Armstrong to his receiving counterpart, Avery Bokar. And then Nasir Wade with the little tiptoe cut inside. And the Vikings lead 14-7 when we come back on the network. High school football is back, and we're covering more games, teams, and action than ever before. Catch our games live on our YouTube channel and watch them on demand anytime. Plus, we're kicking off Friday night with our new live pregame show. And as always, catch the final scores on the Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel and a cast of thousands. Follow on social media for up-to-the-date scores, highlights, and everything happening across the district. The Trib Live High School Sports Network, your go-to home for high school sports. It is now 14-7, ensuing kickoff will be taken from the 16 and brought ahead across the 30-yard line and tackled down just shy of the 35, and they might give them the 35. They will on the return. So Avery Bokar with the acrobatic catch of 44 yards. And then the touchdown by Wade. And now here comes Avonworth, who needed one play on its last drive. Pistol formation. Taken. Rolling out Mobley. Looks downfield. Nowhere to go, so he's just going to throw it away. Only two receivers were going downfield. Both were running post patterns towards the middle of the field. Mobley just had to get rid of it. So he had to evade pressure. This time it's going to be a handoff. It's still Wiles in the backfield. He is wrapped up, nowhere to go. He is going to lose 6 on that one. It's going to be 3rd and 16.
I don't know about that. It's on the 20. Is it on the 29 or 28? They saying 28.
They're saying 29. Loss of 6.
Scoreboard just a yard off.
Yeah, it's a 6-yard loss.
Scoreboard's just a yard off.
So we're going to get a timeout. And Duke Johncourt wants to talk some things over. And what a turn this second quarter has brought us. I mean, Hopewell just chewed clock in the first quarter, finally punched it in when the second quarter started. And then Avonworth with the splash play, Jaden Jones, 68 yards. But, man, Hopewell he looks like a 3-and-out. Avonworth jumps on the hard count on a punt, gives the free first down. Boo Boo picks up some yardage. And then a 44-yard Hail Mary one-handed grab by Bokar leads to a 13-yard Nasir Wade touchdown. So now a 3rd and 16. Ball at the 29. Shotgun. Mobley rolls out left and towards the body. Takes a hard hit, delivers, and it's out of bounds. He is blasted in the backfield, incomplete, and Avonworth's going to have to punt it away. It was Evan McCabe who laid out the lumber.
Yeah, Mobley, he gets out of the pocket there. A lot of his throws have been coming from outside of the pocket, but whenever you get to that spot where you settle down, there's still a defender coming at you as fast as he can. And that was McCabe right there, and McCabe really laid the lumber. It was clean hit, didn't get called for anything as well, so big dimension.
Calder Mahon with the punt. This is a high arcing punt, end over end. It's going to bounce at the 26. It's going to take an Avonworth roll inside the 20 and be down at the 18-yard line. A really good punt from Calder Mahon.
The Vikings will take over.
53-yard punt from Calder Mahon. 5:41 to go in the first half. And Hopewell will look to add to a 14-7 lead here. The Lopes, they barely gave up 14 points all of last season in any game. Allowed 9.5 per game. So Boo Boo Armstrong back out there for Hopewell. He takes the snap, hands it off to Nasir Wade. Stutter steps in the backfield. He is wrapped up and nowhere to go, no real estate. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. A lot of pitter-patter in the backfield by Nasir Wade trying to find any opening.
He does have good patience at the position, but sometimes there's just nothing there, and you just got to get back to the line as best you can.
1,300-yard rusher last year on just 144 carries, averaging 9 a clip. 5 minutes to go now as Armstrong takes the pass, drops back the pass, looks, has a man open. It's Bokar, near side, man-to-man, over top, bosses the defender. Another huge catch for Avery Bokar. And it was Xavier Harding who had to take the damage that time, and it's another big play in a first down, 43 yards.
This kid's incredible. He's had 2 Sports Center worthy plays in just a half of football.
It's been man-to-man coverage. The one he was face guarded. Defender didn't even get the head turn. No call, manages the one-hand catch it. This time just mosses the defender. Shotgun for Armstrong, hands it off, inside run for Wade across the 35 to the 34-yard line, and that's going to be a pickup of 5. But it has been an Avery Bokar show. He has 3 catches for 97 yards in the first half. Shotgun again for Armstrong. 2nd and 5. Fakes the handoff, keeps. Gets to the left side of the line. Continues to chug forward. And he's going to be short of the line to gain. They're going to mark him out after just a gain of a yard. 15th carry, 57 yards for Boo Boo. Armstrong is 6 of 7 for 142 yards in the game. The clock is at 3:25 and counting. Hopewell looking to add to the lead and get the ball out of halftime. Armstrong in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Nasir Wade. He gets a good block. He gets to the near side. Hit right at the line to gain. He's going to be short. Needed 3. Picked up 2. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and 1 now for Hopewell. And when you have a quarterback like Boo Boo Armstrong, you don't worry too much on a 4th down and manageable 1 to go here. Actually, they're going to cut it back here. It looks like they're going to make it 4th and 2. So a gain of just a yard for Nasir Wade, 4th and 2. So that kind of changes things with the ball at the 31-yard line.
In a game like this against the defending state champs, though, you got to put it all on the line. And what better man to put it on the line with than Armstrong?
Matt Montz is going to take a timeout, let the clock wind down. 2nd timeout used in the first half, 2:28 to go. It's a 4th down and 2, ball at the Avonworth 31-yard line. Sean Saputo, Sam Hixson, Dylan Offerman with you from Hopewell High School. And Boo Boo Armstrong has put on a clinic with the arm tonight. 6 of 7 for 142 yards. 15 carries, 57 yards. Nasir Wade, 8 carries for 36 yards. He has a touchdown to his credit. Avery Bokar, though, has been the star of the show. 2 highlight reel snags, 3 catches for 97 for Avery Bokar.
Yeah, Armstrong's been as advertised. He's one of the most impressive players just in all of 3A and all of the WPIAL. And when you have a guy with his talent, you're getting the ball in his hands, he can make it just about anybody look good. And tonight, Avery Bokar has made, I think, Armstrong's throws look good with the way he's been catching the football, the one-handed grab, and in one-on-one coverage especially. These are tough catches to make. These are contested catches. These are catches in traffic. So I've been really impressed with Bokar and Armstrong both.
Armstrong under center. He's going to keep. He's stacked right at the line. He's going to push. He's going to pick up the first down. That is just man strength by James Armstrong, who was hit at the line of scrimmage, but still managed to get 4 and a first down. Grown man strength.
Looked like he was stacked up there, and as you mentioned, he pulled through. His helmet did come off. Does he have to come off for a play?
The whistle blows to run. He does have to come off because the helmet popped off. So he's off to the sideline right now. Now you might end up just seeing what they might do is they might let the clock wind down here and call a timeout, because I believe that can get them back onto the field. So they are going to let this clock wind down. It's under 2 minutes now. The clock is going to stop with the timeout at 1:53. So Hopewell is out of timeouts. Unless they just wanted to kind of survey the scene. AHN Sports Medicine game of the night here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. They know that no two athletes are alike, no two bodies are the same, and that's why they deliver a personalized experience. They have state-of-the-art facilities in Montour, the South Hills, and Wexford. And AHN experts use the latest technology to give you the support you need, whether it be strength training, physical therapy, conditioning, recovery plan, that covers it all. AHN Sports Medicine will help you hit your specific goals. Give them a call at 412-DOCTORS. Visit them online at ahn.org/start training. Make sure to follow the Trib Live High School Sports Network as we get some movement. And after we're going to have a false start on Hopewell. 4th penalty of the night. First of the second quarter for Hopewell. 4 penalties for 25 yards on the ticker, as it's now 1st down and 15. And Boo Armstrong just keeps staying out there. And it looks like they have Bokar in the backfield running the quarterback position with Nasir Wade. And now we're going to get a timeout stoppage, and we're going to play clock needed to get moved to 25. And now we'll get things rolling. Got to run a play to get Armstrong back. They do. Hand off to Wade. Wade bounces it back towards the middle, but he is wrapped up quickly after a gain of just a yard on the play. Be a 2nd and 14 upcoming.
At least Armstrong got a really solid breather right there for Hopewell. Not only the play off, but you had that time just going on and on with the stoppages in between. So chance for him to get some water, get refreshed, and get back out there. They need his legs to get working again, try to extend this lead.
Well, they get Boo Boo back on the field. He's going to put 3 receivers to the far side right, single receiver and Bokar to the near side. Wade to the left shoulder. Armstrong back to pass, steps up in the pocket. He's not going to evade pressure this time, because in to get the sack is Harrison McAfee. A loss back to the 36 of 4. And now with the 3rd and long upcoming, Duke Johncourt wants to use a timeout. So they'll have 1 timeout remaining, as Duke Johncourt now has his team positioned for a 3rd and 19. I'm not following the scoreboard anymore.
Yeah, I think
I always peer over just to be on the safe side,
the eye don't lie there.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
It's one thing if you're off by a yard. All right, not bad. 2 yards, we're getting into danger territory there. They're saying they need the 20-yard line. It's clearly the 18.
2 yards is where I draw the line, man. Man's got to have a code.
But again, you know what? It's week 1 for everybody.
We got a great matchup, though, for week 1. I'll tell you what.
A couple of top teams in 3A. And Dawn and I talked about this on the pregame show. 3A's been, it's been very in the last couple cycles. I mean, last year you kind of had this hunch that it was going to be Avonworth and Amani. Now Pell Braddock Hills. 2 years before that, when you had Quentin Martin at Bell Vernon, you knew Bell Vernon was going to be there. Avonworth was really good. It was kind of a 2-3 horse race, but now Aliquippa comes back. You got Propel, you got Hopewell, Avonworth. It's deep this year in 3A. Back to pass. Armstrong, nowhere to go. He's going to tuck it. He's going to run. He's wrapped up. Bobbles it, loses it. He's down. He is called down. Got across the 30-yard line to the 28-yard line, so picked up 9 of the 19 needed. And Avonworth, because the ball was still in play, and even though it was marked down, needed to use that timeout to save some time here with 45 on the clock in the first half. And looks like Hopewell is probably going to bring out the field goal unit. But a lot can go Hopewell's way here. If you look at the breakdown of this game so far, Avonworth has been out on the field for just 12 plays. As for Hopewell has been out on the field for 34 plays. Big discrepancy. And they are going to bring out the field goal unit, are the Vikings. It's going to be Aiden Gonzalez, the junior kicker, to attempt a 45-yarder from straight away. Gonzalez awaits. Snap high, hold good. Kick is blocked, and it's taken by Avonworth and scooped up and brought to the near sideline. Taking it across the 30 into the 25-yard line is Teddy Sweeney. And you want to talk about a swing in momentum. Hopewell had the opportunity to go up 2 scores with under 40 seconds to go before the half, get the football back. But here comes Avonworth and Teddy Sweeney with the block, the scoop, and the return into Hopewell territory at the 23-yard line. And Avonworth with great field position for the final 37 seconds.
Oh, you could just see it on the snap. The snap came in high. He tried to put it down. Laces weren't correct. Avonworth had the great pressure up the middle, and the ball just kicked perfectly for Teddy Sweeney. And now a great opportunity. Only 23 yards separates them from the end zone with 37 seconds left.
Bryce Metz checks into the backfield. Mobley awaits. 37 seconds, no timeouts. 3 receivers far side. Mobley back to pass. He's going to go for Jones. Tiptoes the sideline. Catch made. Bumped out of bounds. And they're going to mark him at the 13-yard line. A pickup of 10 for Jaden Jones. He's got 78 yards on 2 catches. And now 32.2 on the clock. And again, we're having... They're saying first down. They've never moved the chains. The chains just kind of stood still, even though the marker was reading first down.
If it's on the 13, it should be the 10.
Yeah, referee had to tell the chains to get moving. Shotgun again. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Mobley in the gun. Takes the snap back to pass. Rolls out right. Throws it. Jones makes the short catch. Breaks a tackle at the 10. Into the end zone. Close. No call just yet. It is a touchdown, but we got a flag back behind the line of scrimmage. We have a man down for Avonworth. Jaden Jones bounced off 2 tacklers, found a way into the end zone, for the touchdown. We have a man down on the field, but the flag is there. Bradley Hines is the injured lineman. But now we got to wait for the official call here. It's going to be on Avonworth. 25 seconds on the clock. We still have no official call. They never gave an official call of the penalty. It's getting moved back to the 23-yard line. So it has to be a holding call. It is a holding call. We finally get the call from the official. So now it's going to be a 2nd down and 20. Ball is at the 23-yard line. Avonworth still can get a 1st down.
It's interesting, though, no timeouts left for either side. So you really got to be decisive here what you want to do. Make sure you're working those sidelines, have a chance to stop the clock if you can. Jaden Jones has been fantastic breaking the tackles tonight so far. You're going to get the guy the ball. This is the perfect time to do it. So
Hines, the starting center, was the man that came off. So now we're going to have a new center in there for Avonworth, and that is Eli Konetsky. Taken by Mobley, rolls out left, throw to the far side, incomplete pass intended for Romello Harris on the far sideline. 20.7 to go, and it's still 2nd and 20. Now 2nd and 20. They like to get Mobley moving. Notice that.
Almost everything is outside of the numbers. Nothing's like between the tackles, it feels like.
And Avonworth is playing tonight. No Dimitri Valseris in this first half. So far, the leading rusher from last year's team. Mobley takes the snap, pass floated, and intercepted at the 15-yard line. Hopewell comes up with a defensive stop. It's Greg Gigliotti, and Hopewell takes over with 14 seconds to go in the first half. The first mistake by the young quarterback for Avonworth.
Ball just took too long to get there. It was a floater, a little bit of an out route towards the hash mark. And Gigliotti, man, great play there. Clutch play. Keeps Avonworth off the board. We're 14.7. I bet you Hopewell's very, very satisfied after the blocked field goal to try to go to the locker room with a 7-point lead.
I think he overthrew it. I think he was trying to get the under receiver, and it went over top. As Armstrong steps out, they're going to kneel the football, are the Vikings. Armstrong going to make sure he kneels it for no gain. Wisely to not lose the loss of a yard there. And that's going to conclude the first half. Hopewell behind a Boo-Boo Armstrong 1-yard touchdown run and a Nasir Wade 13-yard touchdown run gives the Vikings a 14-7 lead at the break. We're going to take one as well. When we come back, we'll recap the first half. Give you some of the bands here from Hopewell High School. You're on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Friday Night Football starts here live. New this season, every Friday night at 6 p.m., Don Rebel gets you ready for kickoff with the WPIAL football pregame show on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Get the complete rundown of every WPIAL and City League game on the schedule. Then we'll take you live to the stadiums for previews of the biggest games across the district. Every Friday night at 6, the WPIAL football pregame show, hosted by Don Rebel, only on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
High school football is back, and we're covering more games, teams, and action than ever before. Catch our games live on our YouTube channel and watch them on demand anytime. Plus, we're kicking off Friday night with our new live pregame show. And as always, catch the final scores on the scoreboard show with Don Rebel and a cast of thousands. Follow on social media for up-to-the-date scores, highlights, and everything happening across the district. The Trib Live High School Sports Network, your go-to home for high school sports.
As the action winds down on Friday night, our coverage doesn't end there. Join Don Rebel and a cast of thousands live from 9:15 to 11 for the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show. Get recaps from the night's biggest matchups, plus all the scores from around the WPIAL. Friday nights finish here, only on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Stay plugged into local high school sports with Trib Live HSSN. Catch live game broadcasts, in-depth articles, exclusive interviews, and weekly podcasts covering the teams and athletes you care about. Follow HSSN on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and Spotify for highlights, breaking updates, and behind-the-scenes content you won't find anywhere else. Trib Live HSSN, your source for high school sports.
The Rebel Yell podcast with Don Rebel happens 4 times a week. Visit with some of the WPIAL's best players in the Player of the Week podcast. Some of the district's top coaches are featured in the Team of the Week podcast. A weekly preview podcast looks at some of the best matchups in the WPIAL. And finally, a Friday night recap podcast with scores and statistical highlights. Find the Rebel Yell podcast on hssn.triblive.com.
And now on Spotify.
You're watching the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
We are turning back the clock for this next one, featuring all things party. So get ready to sing, dance, and party like it's 1999. We thank you for your kind attention and warm reception. Now it's time to walk this way, feel the earth move, and showcase the title track of our show, The Move Like Avenue.
From the 44 to the 13. So that would be 68.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was in the third game or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, Antelopes and Viking fans, please get on your feet and put your hands together for the finale of the booming sound of the Avonworth Marching Band.
The Rebel Yell podcast with Don Rebel happens 4 times a week. Visit with some of the WPIAL's best players in the Player of the Week podcast. Some of the district's top coaches are featured in the Team of the Week podcast. A weekly preview podcast looks at some of the best matchups in the WPIAL. And finally, a Friday night recap podcast with scores and statistical highlights. Find the Rebel Yell podcast on hssn.triblive.com.
And now on Spotify.
Welcome back to the Trib Live High School Sports Network halftime here at Hopewell High School. Sean Saputo, Sam Hixson, and Dylan Offerman here with you. And we expected a good one between these two teams with a lot of firepower, and we're getting a good one. Let's take a look at the first half here, 14-7, Hopewell leading. Avonworth, Mason Mobley, 2 of 7, 78 yards, a touchdown, and an interception late in the first half. After a blocked field goal attempt, Avonworth gets it inside the 25-yard line of Hopewell, gets to the 13, backed up by a hold, and then an interception derailed what could be Avonworth tying the game before the half. But Mobley, both of his completions to Jaden Jones, 2 for 78 and a touchdown for him. Leading rusher is Braden Wiles, 6 for 17, only 31 rushing yards for Avonworth, 78 in the air for 109 total yards for the defending state and WPIAL champions in Class 3A. For Hopewell, on the other hand, man, they packed on the yardage. 142 in the air from Boo Boo Armstrong. He went 6 of 7. Also the leading rusher, 19 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown. Nasir Wade, a 13-yard touchdown. He's 9 for 37 in the first half. And Avery Bokar, man, what a show that young man has put on. Jaden Jones, I mean, he broke one big one, man, and then he had a touchdown on the holding call. He ran into two defenders and bounced off both of them before reaching over for what would have been a second touchdown before it was negated to a holding call. But Bokar has put together a highlight reel in just the first half. 44-yard, one-handed along the sideline play, and then mossed the defender for 43 yards, which led to the Wade touchdown, 3 for 97 for Avery Bokar, 242 yards of offense for Hopewell. But the thing that you have, one thing, I want to mention, though, too, no Dimitri Valseris for the Avonworth Antelopes thus far in this game. The leading rusher, over 1,400 yards, 20-plus touchdowns last year for Avonworth. But not only that, the change. I mentioned this in the onset. This is a team, I mentioned it in the pregame show with Dawn. This is a team that last year defensively was giving up, close to 24 points per game. And Matt Motz was like, I was going back and forth. I was doing a lot. I was the head coach. I'm the defensive coordinator. I'm calling the defensive plays. And what's he do? He goes and gets Wayne Tatalovich, the defensive coordinator from the Central Valley Warriors, who was under Mark Lyons for all those years, winning championships with the Warriors. And, man, what a change with Tatalovich calling the defense here. That unit allowing 23 points per game last year. They're holding the defending WPIAL and state champions to just 7 and 109 yards in the first half. And Hopewell's put on a show.
Yeah, Avonworth had some growing pains. They've lost some guys recently here, and it's shown at the quarterback position so far. Mason Mobley hasn't been awful, but he had a costly turnover there at the end of the half. He did get a lot of help from Jaden Jones on the touchdown. So it's growing pains. It's new stuff. It's new quarterback. It's a new look altogether. The stuff with the running backs is really puzzling to me. Valseris really hasn't gotten any action so far. Braden Wiles has been carrying the loads for the most part. And whenever you have a chance to get the ball to Jaden Jones, you got to do it. And he has the two catches so far, but the one touchdown coming off the board, that really hurts after the holding call. So Avonworth just has some a lot of stuff to clean up. They're fortunate it's only a 7-point game, though. They blocked that field goal at the end, kept it within a possession still. So it's not over by any stretch, but a lot of stuff to clean up, including the penalties as well. They extended some drives with some penalties. You think about the punt. Eventually, Hopewell ended up scoring on that drive after they took the penalty on the punt, Avonworth. So it's just some sloppiness they need to clean up, but it can still be cleaned up in the next 30 minutes.
Well, you got to look back on it, too. 35 plays to 15 in this game, and on the first touchdown drive of the game, now reminder, Avonworth started with really good field position, got to the 5, were stuffed on 4th down. Hopewell ran more plays on its first drive on the touchdown, 17 plays, 95 yards, than Avonworth did the entire first half in just that one singular drive.
And that's what Hopewell said. They came into this game saying, we're going to go with Armstrong. We're going to let Armstrong control this game and dictate the terms of this field. And he has. He's answered the bell, not only rushing the football, but passing as well. He's been extremely efficient. He stretched the ball down the field. He is not afraid to take the chances going down the field. And he's not afraid to let his receivers go and make a play. And you saw that was very obvious with Avery Bokar making 2 spectacular highlight reel catches of 40-plus yards. This offense, they're committed to going through Armstrong, and you can just see it so evidently here.
Well, we'll see what Duke Johncore has to do with his Avonworth Lopes team here in the locker room, what they come out doing. We'll see what Hopewell elects to do. They'll get the football for the start of the second half, but let's send you down to the Hopewell Band here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
That's a perfect stop. 17 That's a perfect stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hopewell Vikings marching band.
You're watching the AHN Game of the Week here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
AHN Sports Medicine Game of the Night, Avonworth and Hopewell. Sean Saputo, Sam Hixson, Dylan Offerman here with you. Let's take a gander at some scores around the district. Let's go with Freedom leading Southside 14-0. Freeport leads Indiana 6-0. Gateway up 17-3 on Kiski. Cannon Mac 5-3 against Peters Township at the half. I mean, that's a totally different Peters Township team than we've seen the last couple of years. A lot graduating from last year's championship team. St. LaSalle leads North Catholic 14-7, as is our score here. McGuffey and Bentworth tied at the half 7-7. Latrobe up 21-7 on Derry. Laurel, Highlands, and Mount Pleasant tied at 7. Central Valley leads Beaver 22-10. Apollo Ridge up on Riverview 21-12. Valley 13 and Sarah Catholic 12. Burrell leading Albert Gallatin 13-7. The Little Prexies of Washington leading Steel Valley 14-0. Rochester down to Cambridge Springs 14-0. Trinity up on Ringgold 14-5. Thomas Jefferson up on Bell Vernon 21-0. Penn Hills 27-7 leaders on Franklin Regional. Pine Richland leads Avon 27-10. St. Clair up 21-0 on Mount Lebanon. Penn Trafford 17-0 on Norwin. Waynesburg Central almost putting a mercy roll on West Green 40-0. California leading Mohawk 20-0. Riverside up on Elwood City 21-0. I'm not going to read the score of Shark Houston Fort Cherry. It's a little confusing. It says 7-1, but I know that's not right. Burgettstown leads Jefferson Morgan 21-7. Shenango 27-8 leaders up on New Brighton. North Hills behind the new coach, Eric Kasparovich, 10-0 lead on North Allegheny. Hempfield leading Bethel Park 10-7. Montour up 21-10 on Moon. Beaver Local leading Western Beaver 13-0. Cornell up on Stowe Rocks 15-0. Southmoreland 15-6 on Connellsville. And then we have Then we have West Allegheny leading Chartiers Valley. That game here on the network as well. West Mifflin, South Fayette, Seneca Valley, Mars, all tied at 7. South Range leading Jeanette. Bishop Canevin defeated USO 40-0. And the Knock Knights have the mercy roll on Summit Academy 56-0 at this current moment. So Avonworth will now have to kick it off, trailing 14-7. This is unique territory for the Avonworth Antelopes. Last year, rolling through the district, rolling through the states, lifting gold.
Last three numbers, 704.
And the end overhand kick by Mahon taken at the 4. Brought up the middle of the field, right up the gut, and breaking a tackle, getting across the 40 and tackled down at the 45-yard line, Tamar Tisdale. Now we got some scuffling going on in the middle of the field. Both teams clearing to the middle. A lot of late pushing and shoving as tempers begin to flare early in the second half.
If you're Hopewell, you're just praying that these are offsetting after a great kick return. It would be a shame for them to lose this.
Well, if anything, I'm seeing the chains move all the way into Avonworth's territory, which means this is going on the Lopes. The sticks are moving to the 45 in Avonworth territory. Some tempers flaring. So the penalties are offsetting, but now my big question is why are the sticks all the way in Avonworth? Okay, now we're getting it. What they're Wow.
We need to move it back.
They're spotting the ball in favor of Hopewell an extra 10 yards farther than where the return went.
That's where the scuffling was taken.
The return only got to the 45-yard line in Hopewell territory. Hopewell just received a free 10 yards on this kickoff. First down. It's going to be a flea flicker. They're going deep. There's nobody covering. Bokar. Touchdown. Hopewell. 45 out. It's 20-7.
Wow. What a turn of events. We didn't even have time to react. All of a sudden, Armstrong has the ball in his hands off the flea flicker, and Bokar's waltzing into the end zone. Just like that, 20-7.
Snap on the extra point. Good hold. Good. Kick is up. Kick is true. 45 yards. Armstrong to Bokar. Hopewell up by double digits. It's 21-7 AHN Sports Medicine Game of the Night when we come back. High school football is back, and we're covering more games, teams, and action than ever before. Catch our games live on our YouTube channel and watch them on demand anytime. Plus, we're kicking off Friday night with our new live pregame show. And as always, catch the final scores on the scoreboard show with Don Rebel and a cast of thousands. Follow on social media for up-to-the-date scores, highlights, and everything happening across the district. The Trib Live High School Sports Network, your go-to home for high school sports. Well, we had a wacky start to this second half. A return by Hopewell got to the 45-yard line. The scuffling rolled to the next 45-yard line in Avonworth territory. They spot the ball for Hopewell at the 45-yard line in Avonworth territory where the scuffling end, not the play. And then one play, flea flicker, 45 yards, Bokar wide open. And Hopewell with a 21 spot on the defending champs. End over end kick will be taken from the 5. Far side of the field. Getting past the initial defender, but tripped up and tackled down around the 30-yard line. And Avonworth now down by double figures, and really the Lopes now in some waters they are not accustomed to.
Yeah, they got to be just stunned right now. But you just can't panic in the eyes of adversity. Only 20 seconds is run off the clock. You just got to get back to your offensive game plan, and you got to look for number 6 in white and red. 3 catches of 40-plus yards today for Bokar. How about that? You don't see that every day.
It's going to be a pass to an open man. It's Romello Harris who makes the catch, gets across the line to gain a pickup of 11 to start things out for the Avonworth Antelopes, who got a 2 for 7 for 78-yard first half from Mobley. First catch for Romello Harris. Harris going to keep himself. He's going to get across the 45, where he is tilt-a-whirl down after a pickup of 6. That's just the third carry for Mobley in this one. He's got 20 yards, does the sophomore quarterback. And now Avonworth with a little pep in the step, going no huddle to the shotgun. 4 receivers, 3 to the near side. Jones lined up on this near boundary. It's going to be Mobley again on the keep. He's going to cut inside. He's going to get across the 45 of the line of scrimmage to the 43. 2-yard pickup and a third down and manageable coming up for Avonworth. 3rd and 2 as the clock goes to 10:15 and winding. Avonworth taking its time now on this short 3rd and 2. It's going to be a quick pass, tipped and incomplete. Xavier Harding was the intended target, but overthrown by the young Mobley, and the incompletion leads to 4th and 2, but the offense is going to stay out on the field. Avonworth, the number 1 team in 3A entering this season. Couple checks to the far side. Mobley has 5 on the play clock. He's going to take the snap. He's going to keep, dive forward, and he's going to be close. He gets a secondary push to midfield to pick up 3 and a first down for Avonworth. And now Avonworth kind of getting back to the bread and butter, the run game. Didn't really get an opportunity to utilize it much in the first half, but now starting to get that run game going a little bit. Pistol formation. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks down the field, rolls to his right, evading pressure. Mobley, he's going to tuck it, he's going to run, he's going to get hit out of bounds. Table topped over top the bench on the far sideline. They're going to mark him at the 45 for a pickup of 5. A second down and 5 upcoming.
He was about a step away from that being a 15-yarder because he was very close to the sideline when he took that hit.
He ended up getting pushed all the way across and over the bench on the sideline.
It was close. It was close, but I think the hit was just enough on time. It was clean.
Shotgun this time. 4 receivers split back to pass Mobley. He gets pressure. He's sacked. Pushing through his Hopewell to get him back into its own territory for the Lopes, all the way back to the 44-yard line. Brody Rock came like a pistol through, and that's a loss of 11. Now it's 3rd and 16. So went for it, got it, and now a big sack as Mobley couldn't get through the pressure coming off the edge. 3 to the near side. Mobley, screen pass to Jones. Catch made. Across the 50, tackled at the ankles, just across midfield to the 49-yard line. It's a short gain of about 7.
4th and 9.
And 4th and 9 upcoming for the Lopes, and now they have to bring out that punting unit.
They've been trying to keep Mobley in the pocket a little bit longer. You can see he's trying to hang in there, but the pressure from Hopewell has been getting to him just that much quicker, and he's had to evade, but he's been trying to make an effort to stay in there.
High snap over the head of Mahon, regroups rugby styles it, and it just pops right in the air, and it's going to take a backwards bounce, and it's going to be down in Avonworth territory at the 40-yard line. A punt of negative 11 yards. And Hopewell's going to take over at the Avonworth 40. Negative 11 on the punt. It was a high snap. Went off the hands of Mahon. He had to retreat back, tried to rugby style it. And when he rugby styled it, it just popped straight in the air. And when it landed backwards, it went for the negative 11-yard punt. Armstrong back to pass on the first play. He's sacked in the backfield. Romello Harris coming off the edge for a loss of 9.
Harris has been close to break and contain all day. He's been close to getting Armstrong in his grasp, and there he finally brought him down. Coming from that backside, Armstrong's usually a sure scrambler, but Armstrong, he's a little ginger right now. He definitely took that hit to the lower half of his body.
7:20 to go here in the third quarter. 4 receiver split. Armstrong checking with the line. Goes in the shotgun, and now we're going to get a flag. And this one's going to go likely on Hopewell. Yeah. Legal formation. 5th penalty for the Vikings tonight. 3rd pre-snap engagement. Number 1 on the ropes and getting a lot of help, though, now. Avonworth, after the negative 11-yard punt, has managed to push Hopewell back into its own territory after the sack and the penalty. So it's now back to pass. It's going to be a screen. It's set up for Wade. Wade makes the catch. He's wrapped up and nowhere to go. A gain of a yard on the screen pass. And now the ball to the 48-yard line. Line to gain is the 40. So it went from 2nd and 14 to 3rd and 13. Or excuse me, I was wrong on that. 19 to 23. Excuse me, 22. Armstrong back to pass. Another man open, incomplete. Had a wide open man stretching down the far side of the field. It was Wade coming out of the backfield on that just go route, and incomplete. And boy, does Avonworth survive after a negative 11-yard punt, a 9-yard sack, and a false start. It's going to lead to Hopewell punting it away for the first time tonight.
And that's huge for them, because when you get a play like that, your punter's feeling real down about it, and the field position's not great, and Hopewell just scored their last drive. It's big for Avonworth to get
And
that.
now a high snap over the head of the punter, Rock, for Hopewell, and he can't even fall on it. It's scooped up by Romello Harris inside the 10 to the 8-yard line, and now the swing has completely changed Avonworth's way with 6:09 to go in the third.
Can this game have any more twists and turns? Oh, my goodness.
So on the previous Avonworth possession, over the head of Mahon, rugby styles at negative 11 yards, a sack, a false start. Now Hopewell, with great field positioning, has to punt it away over the head of the punter, Rock, for Hopewell. And instead of just falling on it, Rock tries to scoop it, can't scoop it. It goes inside the 10 where Harris picks it up. And now a short field at the 7-yard line for Avonworth.
It makes that defensive stop that much bigger for Avonworth. Got to capitalize if you're Avonworth.
And Mobley
in
a deep pistol formation. A hard check to the far side. Mobley awaits, takes the snap, hands it off, up the middle and stretching out to the 5-yard line for Avonworth is Wiles. Pickup of 2 in the 2nd and goal. 7th carry, 19 yards for Wiles tonight. .535 and counting. Check to the far side from Mobley. 2 receivers split to each side. Met's the up back. It's going to be another handoff to Wiles. Wiles, a little stutter step dive towards the end zone. Touchdown, Avonworth. Wiles from 5 yards out cuts the deficit back to a touchdown score. Injured player down for Avonworth as Wiles scores from 5 out to make it 21-13 in favor of the Vikings. Don't forget, coming up after the game, the WPIAL football scoreboard show with Don Rebel from right now, a makeshift HSSN World Headquarters. We'll go over all the scores around the district tonight in this opening week of WPIAL football. And then next week, week 2, start of September, we'll have 5 feature games along with links to over 20 other broadcasts. Log on to the website and get previews and features for our broadcasts that are presented by AHN, Edgar Snyder, and Seton Hill. Injured man comes off the field, and now Calder Mahon steps in for the extra point. After the 5-yard Wiles touchdown, snap good, hold good, kick is up. Mahon's kick is through, and the Lopes go down by 7, 21-14.
AHN Sports Medicine knows that no two athletes are alike because no two bodies are the same, which is why they always deliver a personalized experience. With state-of-the-art facilities in Montour, the South Hills, and Wexford, AHN experts use the latest research, equipment, and technologies to build your custom plan. Whether you need a plan for physical therapy, strength training, conditioning, recovery, or a plan that covers it all, AHN Sports Medicine will help you hit your specific goals. Call 412-DOCTORS to get expert care from AHN Sports Medicine or visit ahn.org/start training.
Can't remember, Sam. You were with us for football season last year, weren't you?
Yes.
Did you have a game this entertaining?
No. I can't say we did. We did a pretty good one, though. Who did we have? We have Moon. Did Moon upset someone? That was kind of a...
Oh, yeah, the big comeback.
Yes.
Yeah, we had that one together. That's right. I can't remember a year ago. Try to remember what I did yesterday.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't remember what I had for lunch today. So
Hopewell's going to take it from the goal line and tackle down inside the 20-yard line, and maybe a mistake by Hopewell. An 18-yard return, as it was Tisdale that was hit by Drew Brady on the return. It's 5:20 to go here in the third quarter. And now Boo Boo Armstrong back out onto the field. Hopewell with a long field ahead of it. Ball officially marked at the 19. It's going to be a handoff to Nasir Wade, and he's going to get to the outside on the near sideline, driven out of bounds. He'll pick up about 5 on that carry. We'll mark it a gain of 4. $46 yards now for Wade on 11 carries. It's going to be another carry. This time it's Boo Boo Armstrong who gets across the 25 to the 26. A 3-yard pickup for Armstrong on his 21st carry of the night. He has 59 on 21 carries. And a manageable 3rd and 3 coming up for Hopewell as the clock is wound under 5 minutes to go. Armstrong in the gun, 3 receivers to the far side. Takes the snap, hesitates, dives ahead. He's going to be past the 30 to the 31. Needed 3, picked up 4 and a first down to move the chains for the Vikings. So Hopewell now with that ground game. Clock stopped. They finally get it rolling here. 4:20 and counting. They'll hand off the Wade on a sweep motion across the 35. Swung down at around the 36-yard line we'll give him 37 for a pickup of 5. And now the run game heavily taking over for Hopewell. Armstrong, 8 of 10 passing in this game for 188 yards. Another handoff to Wade on a sweep motion, this time to the far side left. He's with the defender that time, but he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage, and we have a flag on the play in the Avonworth side of the field. Starting in the Avonworth side of the field, lined up currently where Most of the linebackers and safeties would be standing. 321 as we confer on this one. Holding on Bokar is the call. It's going to be 10 yards from previous spot. So a 2nd down and 5 turns to a 2nd and 15, and the ball moves back to the 27-yard line. So 6th penalty of the night for the Vikings. Shotgun, 2 receivers split to each side. Armstrong, a little quick hitch route, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Tisdale at the 35-yard line. Now we have another lope down. Another one of the big boys on the front line for Avonworth, and while he gets checked out, what you know about our presenting sponsor tonight, AHN Sports Medicine. They let you know no two bodies are alike because no two athletes are the same.
Which is why they always deliver personalized experience with state-of-the-art facilities in Montour, the South Hills, and Wexford. AHN experts use the latest research, equipment, and technologies to build your custom plan. Whether you need a plan for physical therapy, strength training, conditioning, recovery, or a plan that covers it all, AHN Sports Medicine helps you hit your specific goals. So give them a call, 412-DOCTORS, to get expert care from AHN Sports Medicine, or visit ahn.org/start training.
AHN, proud sponsor of the network. We thank them for being alongside us for another year. As it looks like it's McAfee who is the man that's being helped off currently. 21-14, 3:05 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Armstrong takes the snap, back to pass. A great blitz by the Avonworth Antelopes. They get Armstrong in the backfield all the way back at the 20-yard line for a huge loss of 7 on the play, and Romello Harris yet again gets into the backfield. And now the punt unit back out for Hopewell, and it was a rough go last time. Another awkward snap, had to snag it from the side, did Rock, but gets a good boot off. It's going to land at the 41-yard line, and Jones scoops it up with one hand, tried to fake out the defender, and we have a whistle blow. Hopewell said they came up with it, but the official is saying Jones was down on the turf. Jones tried to a little too much there. Ball was dead to rights at the 41, and then just tried to quick scoop it, got tackled down quickly, and nearly fumbled. He did fumble, but it was already down.
Yeah, got a little overzealous at that point. You just got to let Hopewell touch the ball there and get your offense on the field. You can't take a risk like that in a game that's this close. Jones is one, though. He can make up for it in a flash.
Now we get a whistle blow, and there's a man down for Hopewell. Looks like it's... We got some cramps, and this is what we get, as we get into the second half stages of week 1. Get those cramping. No longer week 0s. Tisdale is the one who needs stretched out. This is what week 1's all about. A little humidity, camp's just over. Now, might have full game. Cramping sets in. 21-14, Avonworth with the football at the 41-yard line in its own territory. It was actually Brody Rock, the punter. He was down. But Avonworth with an opportunity here. Can the Lopes march down the field? Either cut it down or take the lead or tie the game, and we're going to get a false start. It's one thing Avonworth has had minimal issue with in this game is penalties. It's only the third penalty for 20 yards. One penalty in each quarter for Avonworth. On the flip side, Hopewell, 6 in the ledger tonight, 3 in the first quarter, 1 in the second, and 2 here in this third quarter, 2:07 to go. Hard count and a check to the far side for Mobley. Mobley takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks over the middle, has to roll right, evades pressure. Can't do anything, tries to underhand throw it, had a man there, and the pass is incomplete. Pass was intended for Abe Ferguson in the middle of the field.
He did get the line of scrimmage, not Mobley down on the ground.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered either way because Ferguson was there.
Yeah.
So, but now Mobley is down cramping with 1:59 to go as the pace has slowed since halftime. Think about this. In the first half, it took about, 58 minutes to play 30. Then halftime was almost about half the amount of time as the first half was. 71 degrees currently. Dylan Offerman providing that. Dylan's also a big holiday guy, so he showed me today there weren't a lot that were like super catchy to the eye, but Dylan really liked the National Power Rangers Day. That was a pretty cool one.
I rock with that. That's a good one.
Also, National Cherry Turnover Day.
What?
Yeah, that's Dylan. Dylan finds these everywhere.
Is that a pastry?
You don't know what cherry turnover?
I've never heard of that. Is that a pastry?
Yeah, it's
okay.
A pastry. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, today's Red Wine Day, so.
I was listening to some Billy Joel on the way in here. He's a red wine guy.
Hey. Long stretching session for Mobley, and when he gets stretched out, we'll give ourselves a little break here on the network. 21-14, Hopewell holds the edge. We'll be right back.
As the action winds down on Friday night, our coverage doesn't end there. Join Don Rebel and a cast of thousands live from 9:15 to 11 for the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show. Get recaps from the night's biggest matchups, plus all the scores from around the WPIAL. Friday nights finish here, only on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
7 apiece in this third quarter. Has put us 21-14. Jackson May steps in at quarterback. Jackson May last season, 2 of 12, 25 yards, a touchdown and an interception. The junior, as we have double movement, and it's going to be a false start. Jaden Jones and Bryce Metz not on the same page in terms of the motion, and it's now an even longer stretch to gain for Avonworth, 2nd and 20.
Yeah, you can really see the biggest adjustment for this Avonworth team is really at the quarterback position, going from Bellinger to these two players now, and just communication. Some stuff is just out of sync right now for this group.
May back to pass, screen on the swing to Jones, and he is bottled up in the backfield all the way back to the 19-yard line. Or excuse me, the 24-yard line for a loss of 7. It was Bokar there on the tackle.
Does that count as a?
That's a negative 7-yard pass.
Okay, negative 7.
Yeah, it was just a screen pass.
I didn't know if they had gone like behind, like lateral type or.
Yeah, it's just a screen pass there. Yeah, tried the bubble screen and it didn't work. Now we're gonna get a timeout. Avonworth wants to talk things over. We're at the 41-yard line to start this drive, and now we're back 17 yards from the starting point. 3rd and 27 on the docket here for Avonworth with the first time out called of this quarter. Sean Saputo, Sam Hixson, Dylan Offerman. Well, Dylan, we had a slow start to this one. Both teams kind of, taking the time off the clock. Got through that first quarter in a little crisp 17 minutes. But then the second quarter, we got some sparks with some big plays. Third quarter started out a little wild, but things have kind of simmered down a little bit over the last few minutes here.
It felt like the touchdown by Boker was just like out of nowhere. I felt like nobody was really ready for it. And other than that, it's been kind of a struggle for Hopewell offensively.
May in the gun. Back and hands it off on the delayed draw and nowhere to go. A loss of a yard on the play. And it was Wiles on the carry. And Avonworth will have to punt it away with under a minute to go. Had some decent field position. Solid, really, at the 41 in its own territory, but nothing but backwards for the Lopes. Avonworth doesn't have to take the snap until about 30 seconds, and now we're going to have more motion. And this is also going to go on Avonworth. 3 false starts on one drive. We had just talked about how clean of a first half Avonworth had. Only 1 penalty in each of the first 2 quarters, but 3 false starts now on this singular drive as the clock begins winding down. Avonworth will be able to wind the clock pretty much all the way down. They're going to snap it, though. Punt it away. Had a rush, but a good punt by Mahon. It's going to bounce at the 46 into Hopewell territory. Going to take a roll to the 40-yard line where it will lay to rest with 10.5 seconds to go. And they reset the play clock, and I am amazed that Avonworth elected to punt that ball away as quick as it did. You could have took pretty much the whole quarter, and you would have with the way the punt went.
Yeah, at least they flipped the field a little bit. You get back to the other side of the Hopewell side of the field, and I guess after the botch snap earlier in the game, you're really just trying to get a decent one off, and much better there from Avonworth.
Snap taken, Armstrong. He's going to hand it off. Wade's going to punch through the middle of the hole. And he's going to get up to the 48-yard line for an 8-yard gain, and that is going to do it for the third quarter. Hopewell holds the edge. 21-14, leading number 1 in 3A in opening weekend. We're going to take a break and come back for the fourth quarter here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by AHN Sports Medicine.
Friday Night Football starts here live. New this season, every Friday night at 6 p.m., Don Rebel gets you ready for kickoff with the WPIAL football pregame show on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Get the complete rundown of every WPIAL and City League game on the schedule. Then we'll take you live to the stadiums for previews of the biggest games across the district. Every Friday night at 6, the WPIAL football pregame show, hosted by Don Rebel, only on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
High school football is back, and we're covering more games, teams, and action than ever before. Catch our games live on our YouTube channel and watch them on demand anytime. Plus, we're kicking off Friday night with our new live pregame show, and as always, catch the final scores on the scoreboard show with Don Rebel and a cast of thousands. Follow on social media for up-to-the-date scores, highlights, and everything happening across the district. The Trib Live High School Sports Network, your go-to home for high school sports.
As the action winds down on Friday night, our coverage doesn't end there. Join Don Rebel and a cast of thousands live from 9:15 to 11 for the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show. Get recaps from the night's biggest matchups, plus all the scores from around the WPIAL. Friday nights finish here, only on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Fourth quarter begins with Armstrong. A little bootleg to the left near side, and he's going to be dragged out of bounds across midfield. It was a gain of 9 to actually end the quarter for Nasir Wade, and a pickup of a first down yardage of 3 for Armstrong. Armstrong's 24th carry of the night. He's got 59 yards on the ground. Hopewell looking to exhaust some clock here. Armstrong snap, handoff, Wade. Wade with a little stutter step. He gets opening to the near sideline to the 30, 25, and finally pushed out of bounds. Just shy of the 20-yard line. They'll give him the 20-yard line, a pickup of 27, the biggest run of the night for Wade, and now he's at 87 on the night.
We talked about it all night, but Wade, that patience, he is so deliberate. He allows those holes to open up, and his footwork is excellent. The little toe taps get him going, and all of a sudden, burst of speed takes off down the sideline. It's just a great job of being patient and waiting for things to open up. Wade's having himself a good ball game here.
Shotgun for Armstrong. He'll hand it off to Wade. Sweeps to the far side of the line, and he's going to be bottled up and tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of a yard. Second, now they'll give him a loss of 2. So 2nd and 12. Second and 12 from the 22. Armstrong takes the snap. This time he'll keep. He'll get across the 20, lowers the shoulder, gets across the 15, and is finally brought down at the 13-yard line for a pickup of 9. Just bounces off tackles, and now a 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3.
Armstrong is just so good at absorbing that contact and bouncing off of it. It's what makes this, both him and Wade, effective runners. Wade doesn't have the size that Armstrong has, but they both find ways just to keep plays extended and keep themselves alive on it.
Shotgun taken by Armstrong, and he's just going to go right through a pile, keep the body rolling inside the 5, and finally down to the 3-yard line. Somehow managed to just squeeze through there. First and goal now for Hopewell. It's going to be a handoff. Wade, a little foot in the dirt, and punches it in for the touchdown. Nasir Wade, his 2nd of the night, and Hopewell back on top by 2 scores.
Just methodical the way they move down the field. And when they get that run game going, this offense is when it's at its best. Right there, that's what they just did. Went back to pound to the rock, keep chipping away at it, and eventually Nasir Wade finds his way into the end zone. Just a great drive. Number 4, number 5. The combination was just beautiful.
Wade's 2nd touchdown of the night. Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. Hopewell, 28. Avonworth, 14. Take a break, come back for the ensuing kickoff here on the network.
The Rebel Yell podcast with Don Rebel happens 4 times a week. Visit with some of the WPIAL's best players in the Player of the Week podcast. Some of the district's top coaches are featured in the Team of the Week podcast. A weekly preview podcast looks at some of the best matchups in the WPIAL. And finally, a Friday night recap podcast with scores and statistical highlights. Find the Rebel Yell podcast on hssn.triblive.com.
And now on Spotify.
full moon over Hopewell High School on this opening night of WPIAL Football 2026. AHN Sports Medicine, your presenting sponsor of tonight's game. Ensuing kickoff, a little squibber up the middle. It's taken at the 4-yard line. It's going to be taken to the far side of the field. Little shuffle step wrapped up around the neck at the 24 and dragged down. And Avonworth now comes out. Tonight's presenting sponsor, AHN Sports Medicine.
And AHN Sports Medicine knows that no two athletes are alike because no two bodies are the same, which is why they always deliver a personalized experience. The state-of-the-art facilities in Montour, South Hills, and Wexford. AHN experts use the latest research, equipment, and technologies to build your custom plan. Whether you need a plan for physical therapy, strength training, conditioning, recovery, or a plan that covers it all, AHN Sports Medicine helps you hit your specific goals. Call 412-DOCTORS to get expert care from AHN Sports Medicine or visit ahn.org/start training.
Mobley back in the game for Avonworth. He had to come out cramping in the previous drive, and now we're going to get a screen pass blocked down by Brody Rock at the line of scrimmage, and it's second down and 10 immediately.
It's desperation time now. Chips are on the line for Avonworth. You got to try to go down the field.
Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the near side. Mobley back to pass. Little hitch route to Romello Harris at the 30. He's going to storm ahead up to the 33-yard line. 8-yard pickup and a 3rd and 2. Second catch of the night for Romello Harris. Mobley back in the gun. He's going to keep. He's going to be bottled up. He's going to lower the shoulder, and he's going to get first down yardage to the 36-yard line. Somehow managed to squeeze through and get the first down for Avonworth.
Mobley the first down, brought down by Jelani and McCoy.
Mobley in the shotgun, 2 receivers flanked to each side. Jones on the near side boundary. Looks, goes, quick hitch route. Catch made Sweeney. And he's hit at the 40-yard line and can't get any further to pick up a 4. First catch for Sweeney tonight. Trent Cameron delivered the initial blows. Sets up with a double slot left for Mobley. Mobley, 108 passing yards tonight. And we'll get a whistle. And not sure why. It looks like a player needing to come off for Hopewell. So quick change. Play clock will readjust. And now 7:50 to go. The clock begins to wind. So again, double slot to the left for Avonworth. Mobley in the gun. Drops back to pass. Looks over the middle of the field. Catch made at midfield. That catch made by Tony Plum. And he gets bottled up and taken down at the 48-yard line for the first down.
First down for the Lopes. Brought down by Saputo.
11-yard gain on that pitch and catch. Again, first catch for Plum. Now back to pass. Mobley going to get Jones on the screen. At midfield, makes the catch, gets across, gets the first down, breaks 2 tackles, and finally brought down after a 12-yard gain and another first down for Avonworth, who's moving the change smoothly this time around. 5 for 90 and a touchdown now for Jaden Jones. 6:55 and counting for the Lopes. Hard count and a check. Wiles moves to the right shoulder of Mobley. Mobley back to pass. Quick hitch route. This one's timed and intercepted. Far side of the field. It's going up the sideline, and it's going to be tripped up. Is Brian Olden for Hopewell. The second interception of the night. Tripped up deep in Avonworth territory, and Hopewell is en route with 6:32 to go of an upset to the 11-yard line. They went back to the well, and this time it was a no-go as Brian Olden, the junior, undercut Romello Harris, and the turnover sets up the Vikings with prime field position.
Just too much hang time on the football right there, and Olden, he read it like a book, and he got up the sideline. Avonworth able to trip him up, but, man, great field position now for Hope.
Armstrong back to pass. Fade for Bokar. Another Moss for Bokar. Flag on the play. Bokar with another Moss of a catch. And it's going to be pass interference on the offense. Bokar, with what was a third highlight reel grab, is going to have it negated on an offensive pass interference, moving the ball back 10 yards to the 21.
It's just a battle in the corner, you know. It could go either way. It's a lot of hand fighting. It's a lot of contact. At the end of the day, it falls on the officials. So, Bokar, got to say, his skills in one-on-one coverage have been just really, really impressive. They have had trouble with him all night.
Armstrong takes the high snap, hands it off to Wade. He's going to sweep to the near side, breaks the initial tackle, gets across the 25, and finally rolled down in a late flag, and this is going to be a free 15 for Hopewell. Wade back to the line of scrimmage for no gain, but we're going to tack penalty yardage as he was thrown down out of bounds.
Yeah, he was just too close to the sideline, too far out of bounds for something like that to occur. Avonworth, once again, just another time where penalties have really cost him.
So they did give him 1 yard on the carry, officially. It's half the distance to the goal from the 24, so it's going to move it to the 12. $12-yard personal foul on the Lopes, who have been shell-shocked. No Dimitri Valseris tonight. A new quarterback. Handoff to Wade. Wade sweeps across to the far side of the field, and he's going to be bottled up and tackled after a loss, or a gain of a yard, maybe two. They'll give him one on that carry. And we have a stoppage and a Lope down, who's going to need help off, who gets up rather quickly. So the gain of a yard, 3rd and 10 from the 11. Get to the 1 yard line and pick up a first down, can the Vikings. And whistle. 5:50 to go. And a false start. 4th pre-snap penalty of the night for Hopewell. 7th penalty. 13 total penalties in this game. 7 for 45 for the Vikings. 6 for 42 for Avonworth. 3rd and 15 now from the 16. Armstrong, he'll hold it, he'll take it. He'll go right up the middle. He'll bounce through tacklers, and he's going to get close to that 1 yard line needed for the first down. He's going to be marked at the 2. A pickup of 14 for Boo Boo.
4th and 1 from the 2-yard line.
So now Hopewell can chew the clock, can pick up a first down still, which would then have the ability to chew some more, but they're only at the 2-yard line, and they got the big man going under center. Armstrong goes back, and a timeout called by Hopewell with 4:44 remaining on the fourth quarter clock. As tonight, we are presented by AHN Sports Medicine.
And AHN Sports Medicine knows that no two athletes are alike because no two bodies are the same, which is why they always deliver a personalized experience with state-of-the-art facilities in Montour, the South Hills, and Wexford. AHN experts use the latest research, equipment, and technologies to build your custom plan. If you need a plan for physical therapy, strength training, conditioning recovery, or a plan that covers it all, AHN Sports Medicine helps you hit your specific goals. Call 412-DOCTORS to get expert care from AHN Sports Medicine or visit ahn.org/start training.
Hopewell, 1 yard shy of a first, 2 yards shy of pay dirt. Armstrong under center, 4 receivers, bunched to the near side. Armstrong just does it himself. His second touchdown of the night, and Hopewell has really put Avonworth behind. It's 34-14. Avonworth is looking at a 15-game win streak come to a close potentially. Extra point is no good, but it's still a 20-point lead for the Hopewell Vikings. 34-14. Your score one final time from our presenting sponsor, AHN Sports Medicine.
AHN Sports Medicine knows no two athletes are the same. Or no two athletes are alike. That's because no two bodies are the same, which is why they always deliver a personalized experience. State-of-the-art facilities in Montour, the South Hills, and Wexford. AHN experts use the latest research, equipment, and technologies to build your custom plan. Whether you need a plan for physical therapy, strength training, conditioning, recovery, or a plan that covers it all, AHN Sports Medicine helps you hit your specific goals. Call 412-DOCTORS to get expert care from AHN Sports Medicine or visit ahn.org/start training.
Ensuing kickoff. Line drive taken at the 4. Up the middle of the field and across the 25 into the 26-yard line. On the return, Logan Kroll. And really, you go back through this game and you look at the twists, the turns. Avonworth, opening drive, big return, gets the ball in Hopewell territory. What does Hopewell do? Well, they allow Avonworth to get to the 5, but shut the drive down. Stop on 4th down. And then after that, the 95-yard march for the score for Hopewell. Jackson May is in the game for Avonworth after the second interception thrown by Mobley on the previous possession. May back to pass. Looks over the middle. Pass incomplete. Deflected in and out of the hands of Harding. Back to pass is May over the middle of the field. Jones makes the catch at the 38-yard line, lowers the shoulder across the 40, and will get up to the 41-yard line for a 15-yard gain. Sixth catch of the night for Jones. He's now over the 100-yard mark at 105. Shotgun for May. May surveys, and a whistle. Another pre-snap penalty on Avonworth. Fourth pre-snap infraction of this second half with 3:57 to go. Not what many expected tonight. There were some, I will say. I looked across, and there were some people saying Hopewell could win this football game. And you know what? I don't think they expected it by this account of 20 points right now. May back to pass. Rock eludes Rock. We're going to get a holding call. Throw in the middle of the field, and the pass is complete to Jones, but it's not going to matter. There's a holding all the way back as Rock got past the right tackle. Ten-yard penalty on Avonworth. Now 57 yards on 8 penalties for Avonworth. But again, the twists and turns. Avonworth doesn't score, allow a long march by Hopewell, then punch right back with a 68-yard play to tie the game at 7. But then Hopewell again down to score, 14-7. Hopewell punches another one in. Avonworth got some momentum on a short field to cut it to 21-14, but it's been all Hopewell since then. Mays pass far side, and the catch not made on the far side. It bounced off the turf, just shy, incomplete. Mobley's day came to a close. May gets ready in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Taking his time. Second down, 25. Back to pass. He's going to go and fade to Jones, incomplete on the near side. And it's now a 3rd and long, 25 for the Antelopes. Eight of 17, 131, a touchdown and 2 interceptions for Mason Mobley tonight. He also had 8 carries for 22 yards. May back to pass. He's going to go with the fade route again and again. It's going to be a ball thrown out of bounds intended for Jaden Jones. And it's 4th and 25, and Avonworth is going to call on Calder Mahon and the punt unit. And we are going to see a 15-game winning streak come to a close. 2:47 to go, down 21. Avonworth, the defending 3A WPIAL and PIAA champions, are going to open 2026 with a loss in the column. Punt by Mahon, end over end. Will be taken from the 30, muffed at the 30-yard line, and just falling on top of it for Hopewell was Tisdale at the 30-yard line. So Hopewell takes over, 2:38 to go. And it's academic from here, unless a full moon really creates some havoc at Hopewell High School and a stunner. These are two really good teams, but the score and the domination by Hopewell is stunning.
It is absolutely shocking. And it's the combination of the trio today, Armstrong, Wade, Bokar, it's just been really something to watch. And when you have three athletes like that that are playing at their highest level, it's really a machine. And the machine's turning at all cylinders right now.
Wade's still out there, and he'll be run out of bounds. Pickup of maybe 2. Another man down for Avonworth. That's been another problem for the Lopes tonight. That front line has been taking some damage in terms of the cramps and roll-ups and injuries.
And that was something I considered a huge strength of this team coming into this game. They're a group that has quite a bit of experience, especially along the offensive side of the football. And they just have got a little bit of pushback tonight from Hopewell. Hopewell's really won that game in the trenches, and I really thought this would be Avonworth's game to win, considering the pass rushers they have and considering the size they have on some of their linemen. But Hopewell, you got to give them credit. When it came down to it in the middle of the field, they hit them in the mouth.
Yeah. And Armstrong, he has done a great job in reading when to keep, when to hand off. He has kept the defense at bay. Last year, Avonworth kept him at bay. This year, he has flipped the tables. And also the defense of Hopewell. Man, what a 180. (34-14). Handoff and tackle down after a pickup of 2. Again, Nasir Wade on the carry. He's at 94 yards on 20 totes. Two minutes to go in this fourth quarter. 3rd and 7 for Hopewell as they are allowing the clock to bleed. Armstrong takes the snap, hands off to Wade. Wade bounces backwards, gets wrapped up by Harris, breaks the tackle, but he's going to be bottled up at the 35, get to the 36, and the pile will stop moving after another gain of 3 yards. And the clock runs as Hopewell will come off the field on offense and punt this one away and do not have to snap the ball until about 50 seconds remaining. And we are going to have an upset in the eyes of most.
I would say.
Hopewell fans won't say it's an upset. But
well, when you consider how badly Avonworth has beat Hopewell in the past, to get and considering they're the state champions, the defending state champions, to get a result like this is just unfathomable.
Yeah, if I knew I had a good feeling this would be a good game. Did I know which way it would go? No. Did I expect it to go the way of a 20-point Hopewell victory? No. I could see Hopewell winning, but in a close, gritty game, not in the fashion that Hopewell has taken it to the defending champs. 50 seconds exactly on the clock. Rock, another high snap way over his head, and this one's going to kick all the way to the end zone, and he is just going to get out of the end zone, still get a punt off, and it's going to be a low, wobbly one. It's going to roll all the way to the 47-yard line. Somehow, Brody Rock just evaded in his own end zone the ability to punt it away, and still from the end zone kick the 47-yard punt from the goal line.
It was impressive. It's on the run as well. You're evading tacklers. He was all the way back 2 yards into his own end zone with a defender chasing him. He still got it away. So an impressive display there.
And I don't think we would have expected to see Avonworth bring out the third-string quarterback in a defeat. Nathan Slater out to take the snap in a flinch in a false start. First and 15 as the ball moves back to the 48-yard line. Avonworth with the reserves in on this offensive drive. Low snap. It's going to be a dive play right up the middle. Back to the original line of scrimmage for a pickup of 5. On the carry, it was Micah Seymour. And we got an upset, and we're going to have a new number 1 when week 2 comes around. Avonworth is stunned and dominated by the Hopewell Vikings, 34-14. Take a break, come back, wrap it up here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Friday Night Football starts here live. New this season, every Friday night at 6 p.m., Don Rebel gets you ready for kickoff with the WPIAL football pregame show on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Get the complete rundown of every WPIAL and City League game on the schedule. Then we'll take you live to the stadiums for previews of the biggest games across the district. Every Friday night at 6, the WPIAL football pregame show, hosted by Don Rebel, only on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
High school football is back, and we're covering more games, teams, and action than ever before. Catch our games live on our YouTube channel and watch them on demand anytime. Plus, we're kicking off Friday night with our new live pregame show, and as always, catch the final scores on the scoreboard show with Don Rebel and a cast of thousands. Follow on social media for up-to-the-date scores, highlights, and everything happening across the district. The Trib Live High School Sports Network, your go-to home for high school sports.
As the action winds down on Friday night, our coverage doesn't end there. Join Don Rebel and a cast of thousands live from 9:15 to 11 for the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show. Get recaps from the night's biggest matchups, plus all the scores from around the WPIAL. Friday nights finish here, only on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Stay plugged into local high school sports with Trib Live HSSN. Catch live game broadcasts, in-depth articles, exclusive interviews, and weekly podcasts covering the teams and athletes you care about. Follow HSSN on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and Spotify for highlights, breaking updates, and behind-the-scenes content you won't find anywhere else. Trib Live HSSN, your source for high school sports.
The Rebel Yell podcast with Don Rebel happens 4 times a week. Visit with some of the WPIAL's best players in the Player of the Week podcast. Some of the district's top coaches are featured in the Team of the Week podcast. A weekly preview podcast looks at some of the best matchups in the WPIAL. And finally, a Friday night recap podcast with scores and statistical highlights. Find the Rebel Yell podcast on hssn.triblive.com.
And now on Spotify.
You're watching the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
And an upset. Number 1 has gone down and has gone down right away to start the season. What a game by the Hopewell Vikings. 34-14 victors. Let's do a quick rundown Second quarter is where the scoring started. Boo Boo Armstrong, 1-yard touchdown run, made it 7-0. Jones on the first play following a 8-yard touchdown reception from Mobley made it 7-7. Wade would then score later on, making it 14-7 from 13 out, and that was the score at the break. Bokar, a 45-yard reception on a flea flicker from Armstrong, made it 21-7, and then on a short field, Wiles from 5 out put Avonworth within 7 at 21-14, but it was all Hopewell in the final quarter. Wade, his second of the night from 3 out, Armstrong from 1 out, and the final score, 34-14 in favor of Hopewell. Armstrong, 8 of 10 passing, 188, a touchdown, 27 for 84 and 2 touchdowns on the ground for Sear Wade, 21 for 97 and 2 touchdowns. Bokar, 4 for 142 and a touchdown. 188 in the air and on the ground for Hopewell, 181. So 369-yard night for the Vikings. On the flip side for Avonworth, Mason Mobley, 8 of 17, 131, a touchdown, 2 picks. And on the ground, 8 for 22. Jones, 6 for 105 and a touchdown in the air. 45 rushing yards, 139 passing for 184 total for the Avonworth Antelopes. Send it over to Sam Hixson. Your final thoughts.
Just what a football game to take in today. And Hopewell, it was a complete 180 from last year with Boo Boo Armstrong. He was off balance last year, didn't get into a good rhythm, and this time he controlled the game. He was the best player on the field for the whole entire 4 quarters. He led that offense, got good contributions from Bokar and White, and Wade rather, and it was just really an impressive day for number 5 in navy and gold. So this is going to be the continuing trend for Hopewell. It's going to be a great season for them because the offense looks up to task. So, and it's going to start with number 5, and he was the answer tonight.
We're going to have a new number 1 next week as the defending champs fall by 20 on the road to open 2026. The Hopewell Vikings, a marquee win on the sheet already, 34-14, defeating the Avonworth Antelopes. For Sam Hixson, for Dylan Offerman, our videographer tonight, I'm Sean Saputo. Thanking you for joining us for opening week on the Trib Live High School Sports Network Scoreboard Show going on. Tune in to Dawn from World Headquarters for all the scores for Week 1. We thank you for joining us on the network.